Hello and welcome to DMB Does WWE. We're glad that you chose to listen to our Tubecast. Tubecast. I'm not sure that's a thing. Maybe it is. Well, we'll run with it anyway. So welcome to our Tubecast. I'm D, that stands for Dave. And we also have M, which stands for Matthew. Do you want to say hello, Matthew?
Hi.
And we also have B, that stands for Becky. Do you want to say hello, Becky?
Hi.
Becky waved for those who will never see that. So, the idea of this Tubecast is we are going to review a week in WWE. So, I'm going to say what happened, give a brief breakdown of the matches, and then Becky and Matthew are going to give their opinions on the matches and where they see the storyline arcs going. So this is true fan views. We're not part of the ICW, the internet, or the IWC, even the internet wrestling community. We're not trying to influence anything. We just thought you may be interested to see what an 11 and 7 and 37-year-old thinks of what's currently happening in WWE. So that takes us to the latest Raw. And before I get started on the latest Raw, there's been a big development in WWE of Roman Reigns being suspended for breach of the wellness policy. So we don't know exactly how he breached the wellness policy. It could be in a multitude of ways. But just before we get started, bear in mind that Roman Reigns is now suspended for 30 days. What do you think of that, Matthew?
Well, I think Roman Reigns has had a big push, so I'm sort of a bit happy for Roman Reigns, but he's got suspended for a little while because he needs rest. His push has just been too far, and I think that it's good for him.
Cool. What do you think, Becky?
I think it's quite lucky he didn't miss Battleground, to be honest. I did the maths, and it's about 4 days out, so you got very lucky there.
So he'll be back in time for Battleground, the next pay-per-view.
Yes, I did the maths.
Well done. Well done.
I was just going to say that.
Okay, that's good math. So, Raw, 27th of the 6th, so last Monday's Raw, as we're now on Sunday morning. So Raw started with a Seth Rollins promo. So, quick breakdown. So, Seth Rollins started talking about how the fans all want to see all three members of The Shield in a dream match for the WWE title. He talked about Roman Reigns being suspended. At one point I thought he was going to turn sort of Roman heel, but he didn't. He kept him face. And then Dean Ambrose came out, and then AJ Styles came out, and then John Cena came out. And Becky came up with a funny thing when John Cena came out. So Becky, if you can remember, when Seth Rollins says, nah, 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 what do you say?
Batman!
Very good. That made us laugh at the time. John Cena went on about how it's his 14 years to the day in WWE, his 14-year birthday. And if you think about it, he's held the belt 15 times in 14 years. So more than once a year. That sucks if you ask me. And then finally, Stephanie McMahon came out and said that Dean Ambrose is an embarrassment of a champion. Said that Shane McMahon is not there again. That's about 3 weeks now, I think, that Shane hasn't been on the show. Yeah. So the main premise of this basically concluded in that it's not going to be a fatal five-way for the championship, and that there's going to be a number of qualifying matches to get into the main event at Battleground. And they were Dean Ambrose vs... Can anyone remember?
No, I can't.
Well, that sucks.
AJ Styles.
Thank you, Matt. And it also Seth Rollins vs
John Cena.
Very good, very good. So, Matt, we'll start with you. What did you think of the whole promo to kick off Raw?
I thought it was a bit... Well, I liked it when he went, nah, 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 nah. I like Becky's joy where she then, Batman. Of that. But the only bit in the John Cena vs Seth Rollins match was it really sucks.
Okay, well, we're going to cover that match a bit later on, so don't spoil that now. What did you think of the promo, Boo Boos?
I thought it was quite good. I like AJ Styles, he's good, but I'm not sure adding to the match would give any effect. I think it would have gone down a bit because we wanted to see all three of the Shield on their own. We didn't really want anyone else. I definitely didn't want John Cena in there. I'm not really sure why, but I didn't. So, but Matthew wanted both of them in there because he likes both of them. They're his two main favourites, I think. So
that segment to kick off Raw, would you give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Matthew?
I would probably give it thumb down and thumb up.
Okay, so Matthew's a bit split on the promo.
Yeah,
Becky? 2 thumbs up from Becky. And their mum, who sat in the corner, was trying to tell Matthew to give it a thumbs up, so I think she liked it. So after that, we had Charlotte Flair and Dana Brooke vs Paige and Sasha Banks. And it's good to see Sasha Banks fit and healthy again and back on the main roster. Any views on this match, guys? It was quite a quick one.
Well, it was quite a quick one. I haven't really got. I've got no comment.
You got no comment.
I can't remember what happened that well, so I haven't really got a comment either.
We're going to make good podcasters as we can't even remember what happened in the matches. For anyone who wants to know, Paige and Sasha Banks went over with Sasha Banks getting the pin to go over on Dana Brooke. And I think this might begin to cause a bit of tension between Charlotte Flair and Dana Brooke, and Charlotte beginning to start blaming Dana for mistakes and when she loses. What do you reckon, guys?
I think that's true. I think that could happen, actually.
Yeah.
I think you've got a point there, but I must say, well, she didn't do that with Ric Flair, but that was because she was winning all the time.
Yeah.
So maybe not.
Although she did kick Flair out for some weird, unknown type reason.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm not even going to bother asking thumbs up or thumbs down, as neither of them can remember what happened. So Kane, Miz and Stephanie McMahon done a little backstage interview, which I thought was kind of funny. And that ended in The Miz having to defend his IC title that night on Raw against a mystery opponent. And we won't reveal that now. We'll wait till we come to that. And there's no point really covering that in any great detail. So then we had Seth Rollins vs John Cena. And a quick breakdown of the match, what happened. Usual mixed reaction for John Cena. So let's go Rollins. Cena sucks. Good back and forth match. And then something that always really annoys Matthew, the club came out and they distracted John Cena, and Seth Rollins went over. So John Cena won't be in the main event of Battleground. Can't say Battleground very well. What did you think of that match, Math?
Well, it was a good match, but I didn't like the club coming out. But the only reason is John Cena. Well, the club should be banned from ringside for his matches.
Yeah, you reckon?
Because I think Stephanie and Shane have to ban them from ringside. Because it's not really very good, them just distracting Cena and him looking like a baby face.
Okay, babyface means good guy, yeah?
Yeah, a good guy, but sort of a heelish as well.
Okay.
Heelish babyface.
Okay. Good contradiction in terms. Becky, what did you think?
What were you talking about again?
We were talking about the Seth Rollins vs John Cena match and what you thought of it.
I was kind of happy about them coming in. It's good for John Cena because it's kind of good for John Cena because he doesn't need any title matches. I mean, he doesn't really need them. They're not necessary. He's good without them. I mean, he's one of those people like Undertaker and all those others who don't need the title to be good. They don't need the title to be likes. They just, well, by some people, in terms of likes, but they don't really need the titles. Everyone knows who they are.
Cool. Well, I thought it was good match, good entertaining match.
Yeah.
And I thought the outcome made a bit of sense, actually, because I didn't really like Becky want to see John Cena in the main event at Battleground, although Matthew did. So next we had a really bit of a weird one. Matthew and Becky will be too young to have watched wrestling in the 80s, but the format was very different. You had two superstars, and they'd basically, usually in about 3 minutes, just completely squash two unknown Winkies. So this happened again on Raw when we had Enzo and Cass come down and win a match in about 30 seconds over two guys that nobody's ever heard of. But they did get the crowd to do a wave.
Which is
Didn't
pretty
they?
cool.
A Mexican, should we call it an Enzo wave? I don't think we can call it a Mexican wave anymore. An Enzo wave. But then, who came out?
Social Outcast.
That's right, Social Outcast came out, and they couldn't even get in the ring. Big Cass gave the big boot to one of them, the other two tried to get in, and they just got beat down. So what did you think of that match and segment?
I'm just saying, if nobody actually knows, Adam Rose has been suspended, so he's not in WWE anymore.
Right.
With the Social Outcast.
Well, that's right. He did get initially suspended, but then I don't know if he got terminated or he left. But Adam Rose has left the WWE. That's right. There's now only 3 of the Social Outcast. Although I think that's better because factions tend to be in 3s at the moment. If you look at the Wyatts, if you look at New Day, Social Outcast, the Club, they've all got 3s in.
Got a point there.
Yeah, and 6-man tags are better than 8-mans in my view as well.
Yeah.
So, good to get your views on that. So next was a really good segment, which I'm not going to ask for a review on, but it's worth mentioning. So WWE, again, supporting the Special Olympics, which I think is a really good thing, and asking everyone to get involved in Play Unify, which is a really good charity in terms of getting abled and disabled people to participate in sport and keep fit. So it's a really good thing that they've signed it worldwide. So they're going to be going around the world supporting this very good cause, and I think that's a good thing. So next up, you had Becky Lynch vs Summer Rae. And the important thing to mention about this is Natalya, Natty Hart was at ringside, and the match barely even got started because Becky just ran and jumped on Natty Hart to get her revenge, didn't she?
Yeah.
And just kind of beat her up lots, and then everyone got dragged to the back, as far as I remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you reckon to that? Do you think it's a good feud, Becky Lynch and Natty?
Yeah, it's a good. 2 of my favourites currently. Becky Lynch in particular.
Is that because she's got the same name as she?
Kind of, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, pretty much.
Becky Lynch and Natalya, they could, because Charlotte and Daniel Brooke, I don't know what they're going to do with what's next for Becky Lynch.
Well, it looks like a feud with Natty.
Yeah, it looks like a feud with Natty,
That
but
will go on for quite a while.
if Natty refuses to take the feud, then I just don't know what's going to happen next.
Okay, I don't think she gets much choice about whether she wants the feud or not, to be honest. So, next up was one of Matthew's favourite bits of the show, the Chris Jericho highlight reel. So, I actually really like Chris Jericho. I know he's meant to be a heel, and shout out to the Talk is Jericho podcast, which I listen to twice a week and is always really good. So, if you listen to podcasts, I'd recommend downloading that. So, this was a highlight reel with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So, Kevin Owens came out first, then Sami, and then Chris Jericho done his usual kind of hillish bad man stirring, saying that they used to be friends and blah, 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 blah. Sami was saying they should end this at Battleground. Sammy said that KO was jealous of him getting to WWE first. Kevin Owens said it's all Sammy's fault and KO is actually a better friend than him. And so this kind of went on back and forth. They agreed to do it one more time at Battleground to close this feud out and they can move on with their careers. Chris Jericho also said that Sammy was a terrible friend as well. And then Chris Jericho got a double super kick from both of them because they were fed up with him trying to stir the pot when they're just going to have a match and get it over and done with. Yeah. What did you think of the segment, Math?
When the super kick happened, I'm like, these two have just had a big argument, and why they were working together and doing a double super kick.
Well, I think even though they don't like each other or get on, I think in that moment they both disliked Chris Jericho more.
Yeah. So that's probably why they did it. I haven't really got a comment, so we're going to go on to Becky.
Okay. What did you think of the highlight reel?
Oh, it's good. It was okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds like a thumbs up from both of them. So I really liked what happened next. It was the IC match, Intercontinental title match with The Miz, and his surprise opponent was
Kane.
Yeah, Demon Kane though, not
corporate.
Not kind of corporate Kane. So Miz done his usual, very good, looking all surprised. Back and forth match, which ended in Miz's wife, whose name I can't remember.
Maurice.
Thank you, Maurice.
He's bad at remembering stuff as well.
I am. Pretending to be hurt with a bad ankle, and then so Miz got counted out because he wouldn't lose the belt, carried Maurice to the back, put her down, and she wasn't hurt at all. She was acting all the time. Cheesy, but I thought quite good. Good way to keep Kane looking strong, Miz keep looking sneaky and a weasel, and also keep his belt. So I actually thought it was quite a good match and quite a good segment. Yeah. What do you think, Math? As Miz is one of your favourites?
Well, Miz, I'm right. Miz and Kane. What a funny situation.
Yeah.
I'm like, Miz is gonna just, Maurice is gonna cheat.
Yeah.
I could feel that Maurice was gonna cheat.
And she did.
And she did.
Yeah.
But I didn't know she was gonna act like she did. And potentially twisted her ankle, but she did actually, I thought she did actually hurt herself and fall off the apron.
Yeah.
Because it did actually look pretty brutal.
Did it? Okay,
Yeah.
well, she's good.
So,
good actress.
yeah, let's go to Becky now.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
The IC match, what did you think?
Back to the interview, Kane actually quoted one of the WWE rules, which I thought was quite funny, considering he knows how well he knows the business. He knows every rule now.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite funny. And then it turns out to be him. It's like he's got split personalities, because he's being very friendly, but saying that, and then he's the one who ends up coming out and being nothing. How does this work?
I think it's like, so corporate Kane, like you say, split personalities, all nice and trying to be the good corporate citizen, as it were, when he's corporate Kane. But then when he needs to and be a wrestler, he can flick the switch and become Demon Kane, who has been around for years.
How many?
So, I don't know. So he came in the Hell in a Cell match when he ripped the door off the cell with Michaels vs Taker.
Oh yeah.
But I couldn't tell you what year that was. I started watching in WrestleMania 6 and he didn't come along for a while yet. And we've just had WrestleMania 31, haven't we?
I'm thinking it was 19...
Something.
19...
Something.
No, I think it was
It was definitely... Even if it was 1999, that means 16 years ago. So that's pretty good. Pretty good run.
Let's just carry on.
So, yeah, let's move on. So, next up, this was pretty awesome. This kept making me laugh. So, New Day came out dressed as the Wyatts. and
That-
done their
that was funny.
usual New Day thing and kind of roasted the Wyatts in a funny way. But then the Wyatts came out and gave a little bit back in terms of a promo. And what was really weird was Xavier Woods kind of
Just not
went
saying
all
anything.
downcast and
He said
quiet.
nothing. He's
And didn't.
just like standing there.
Yeah, and
Xavier
I didn't think he. I think he was worrying that the New Day were going to get split up in the drafts.
Oh, right. I
That
think
might
that's a
be-
bit preemptive. But I think it was more the point that, what Bray Wyatt said seemed to get to Xavier Woods a little bit. Didn't get to Kofi
Or
And-
Biggie.
or Big E. But seemed to get to Xavier Woods. So it looks like there's going to be the feud between those two now. Which I'm a bit disappointed about because I was hoping they were going to bring Bray back as a face. Because I think he could have a really good face run. I don't see what more he can do as a bad guy or a heel. But they seem to be playing him as that. So there you go. So next up, Dean Ambrose vs AJ Styles, a phenomenal one. So this was a good match. I was really enjoying this. Good back and forth action. And then guess what happened?
John Cena came out and beat up the club.
Well, before you say that, I think it's important to say that the club came out.
Yeah. Well, Cena came out and bopped up Gallows and Anderson, a big bop up Gallows and Anderson.
Yeah.
And then he distracted AJ and Dean, I think Dean then Dirty Deeds
That's right.
Styles and won.
That was right. And this was the climax of the show, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
that win means that AJ won't be in the main event at Battleground either. So Seth was very happy about that. Should have said Seth was out commentating on that match and was saying some pretty funny stuff. I think Seth's quite a funny guy, actually. I think he's a heel in the mode of Chris Jericho, where he can, although he's a heel, people still kind of cheer him and quite like him. But after the match, the club, including AJ, really laid a brutal beatdown on John Cena, and Dean Ambrose was on the receiving end of a few pedigrees from Seth Rollins, wasn't he?
Yep.
And the show ended with Seth Rollins stood there holding the belt
Yeah.
over Dean Ambrose, which could be a sign of things to come. So we've missed a few matches out from Raw, mainly because we didn't really enjoy them and didn't find them worth talking about. Matthew's screwing his face up because he knows I'm talking mainly about Titus O'Neil vs Rusev.
Which is just a rubbish rivalry.
Yeah, big Rusev fan. Rusev crush. Like Rusev, but Titus O'Neil, he doesn't really...
We don't really like him, but
it's not we don't like him, just don't care either way about him.
Yeah,
And that's the
but-
worst thing for a wrestler, isn't it?
we only really like Titus O'Neil when he's in the primetime plays with Darren Young.
Yeah, that was good.
That suits him a lot better.
And Matthew,
Single.
you really don't like the Bob Backlund, David Young promos, do you?
Darren Young.
Darren Young, sorry.
David Young, Darren Young.
Yeah, you don't like him though, do you?
No, because it's just like silly talking.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like silly talking.
Silly talking.
Yeah.
It's funny
So-
sometimes. It's not that much, doesn't it?
No,
Yeah.
Makes us smile.
Okay, so that's the end of Raw. We're going to take a brief break now, and then we're going to have a talk about SmackDown, which is much shorter. So overall, Matthew, Raw, would you give it a big thumbs up or a big thumbs down?
big thumbs up. I think it was about 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10, good
Yeah.
score. Becky, what would your closing thoughts be on Raw? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Happy about the. What was I gonna say? I'm happy about everything that happened in it, pretty much. And my favourite part was definitely the New Day.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
So thumbs up or thumbs down for you?
Thumbs up. I'd say 8.5 out of 10.
Cool. Excellent.